We don't have to be smarter than the rest. We have to be more disciplined than the rest. I try to look at this quote almost every day because at the crux of it, trading is not that hard. You basically have a fundamental mathematical edge, and then you just let the results play out. I recently watched Warren Buffett's shareholder meeting,
The Oracle of Omaha.
The Buffett of Berkshire.
which I'm not huge on Warren Buffett. I don't typically tune into those things, but he's 94 and he's retiring at the end of the year after a long, successful career as a successful investor. And obviously, he's become one of the wealthiest men in the world. And just listening to him over the weekend, it's pretty clear that he's just such a sensible, grounded, funny guy. Him and Munger, they never get too far over their skis. And if there's some opportunity that they don't understand or they find too risky, then they just sit on their hands. I'm sure some of you know he's got the largest cash position that he's ever had just because the opportunities aren't there, which I think is a great lesson for us traders. Too often we want to do something even when we know that we shouldn't. But if you have an edge and if you've been trading for a few years now, you know what to do. You don't need to learn a bunch of new stuff. You just have to be more disciplined. All right. Good morning. Happy Monday. If you're new to the channel, I am a mean reversion trader. I use the Bollinger Bands. I only take one trade a day and then I set it and forget it. This week is FOMC week on Wednesday. And I believe today we have some news at 10. Looks like we got ISM. So that should be impactful. I might not even trade before then. I might just wait for 10 for that news to come out. Because there's nothing more irritating than getting in a setup and then getting crazy wigged out with the news. So I'm probably going to wait for that. And let's make some good decisions today. All right, we're back. It is 12:41 in the afternoon, and mistakes were made. So I knew from this morning, right off the bat, that I didn't want to trade before the news, the 10 a.m. ISM news. I knew that was going to be pivotal, and I had some fear that I would get stopped out if I placed my limit order ahead of time. I was afraid of a spike. Which notice that word fear. That's it's either fear or greed is the precursor to all bad things happening in trading. However, since I'm trying to juggle multiple accounts, I knew I wouldn't have enough time to enter both orders right at 10. So I entered the RAEN as a limit order as I normally would, and as you can see, that worked out. But with the prop accounts or some of the prop accounts, I definitely panic marketed in as I was afraid it was going to get away from me. So I had two fears going on here, and neither one of them worked out for me. So I really shit the bed on there. If you're new to my methodology, I'm looking for a price to be outside the Bollinger Bands. And then here, I'm basically looking for lower lows. So this is where I want to be in, right around this 84 area. Like I did with RAEN, this is where I wanted to enter. But as you saw, I panic sold once that initial 10 news jump and marketed in, which was a huge mistake. And I ended up paying the cost for it with these L's. Now, some of you might lament, well, why didn't you get back into this trade? I did think it was going to continue to go down, even though I got stopped out. What happened was it hit my daily loss limit. And my daily loss limit is one of my sort of pivotal rules that I do not want to cross over with. I'm going to make mistakes from time to time, mistakes like today where I entered too late or too soon. I FOMO chase into something. But the one thing I don't want is I don't want to lose more than around 1R because things can snowball really quickly when you have big losing days. And so I think probably a lot of people, when I look at their stats, probably are profitable already if they could just get rid of their big losing days. And so even though I did think it was going to go down and I could say, oh no, it ended up going down, it would have worked out. True. But I look at it as I'm proud of the decision not to, because it's easy to say in hindsight, hey, that would have worked out. But what about all the times that it wouldn't have worked out? And next thing you know, you've taken 2R loss, then it can spiral into revenge and you're taking 3R, 4R, and now your account's blown. So I'm proud of the decisions I made on the back end. Not proud of the execution. So hopefully you guys caught some love here today and you are mean and green. I know most of you don't trade Euro futures. I actually really like this short. It's a similar situation to gold where it's another good short there as well with the dollar weakening. But moving on, hopefully you guys were mean and green today. I'm not going to trade Tuesday. I'm not sure. It'll be a game time decision on Wednesday, so I'll see you then or maybe Thursday. Peace.